Hello everyone, this is Anglais the Easy Way, and my name is Richard Watson. Today I'd like to talk about a song that I guarantee you've all heard. Perhaps you don't know the group very well. Maybe you've never understood it. It's called Have You Ever Seen the Rain by Creedence Clearwater Revival. None of us actually say Creedence Clearwater Revival. It's too difficult. Everybody says CCR. It's from the album called Pendulum from 1970. Why am I talking about it? Well, I'm talking about it because it's a great example of how to use the present perfect. I'm constantly harassed by my students to help understand how to use the present perfect as though it's one of the most difficult things they could possibly imagine. I don't see why, because at least half of the way we use it is exactly like French. Think of what the words actually mean. Have you ever seen the rain? Take away the ever. Have you seen? That's like French. Don't make it more complicated than that. This is a famous song. There's some dispute about what the subject is. I think on two different occasions, Fogerty talked about different things. Once he talked about the fact that his brother was going to leave the band while they were having so much success, and that it made it seem like the rain was coming on a sunny day. But also he referenced his daughter Kelsey, talking about rainbows and sunny days and rain. So I don't know which one's right. Choose the one that you find the most interesting. So how does it work? Well, there's a few things that are quite interesting in this song. You have that present perfect, which you hear again and again. Have you ever seen the rain? You also have something that fascinates French people. This I want to know. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? French people love I want to know. People exaggerate it. I'm gonna, I wanna, those kind of things. They love them. I get it. It sounds cool. Mick Jagger does it. Everyone wants to do it. But here's my advice to you. If you're going to say I wanna, you can't hesitate just after. You can't say I wanna and then hesitate. You have to prepare what you're going to say and get it out smooth, or just say I want to, as you should. It's okay to use it, but you have to do it with a kind of a style. So this tense, have you seen the rain? In this case, have you ever seen the rain? You can find this in a lot of songs. Maybe you shouldn't ask your English teacher about this. Maybe you should just go and explore. You want another one? How about the group U2? I still haven't found what I'm looking for. It's the same structure. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. There's a lot of present perfects in that song. I have climbed, I have run, I have crawled, I have scaled, I still haven't found, I have kissed, I have felt, I have spoken, I have held. Go and listen to it a couple of times. Great for practicing your irregular verbs at the same time. Grammar is not the problem that people think. You can hear your grammar in English. In French, you need to do dictations. We've talked about this before. You need to do dictations to know how to spell things. In English, you just need to listen and pick it up and use it. So don't hesitate when you have a song that's got a structure that you like. Just start using it. Change the verb, see what happens. Okay, so you don't understand the present perfect in all of its entirety and in all the details. It doesn't matter. There's a confusion here. People think they need to understand something perfectly before they can use it. It's the opposite. You have to use it first before you start to understand it. It's not exactly like fake it until you make it, but it's similar to that. The idea is sometimes you can't feel it until you've actually got experience doing it. Now, you probably have heard, if you've listened to any other episodes, I like chess, but if you think of the game of Go, this other great Asian game, which involves putting black and white stones down on a grid, there's a great tradition in the game of Go. When you start, and I found this out by experience, when you start, people don't give you much advice about how to play. I started learning to play. I went onto a forum online and I asked a kind of a complicated question about some theory. The first answer I got was someone asking me how many games I'd played, how many games I'd finished. And I quite proudly mentioned that I'd finished 4 games on the site. And he answered, well, go and do another 96 and then come back and ask your question. I found it a bit strange, but someone else said, look, don't take it personally. There's a tradition in Go that you play your first 100 games without any advice. And after the experience of playing, then you're ready for the advice. It's this concept of don't ask, practice. Because if you ask without the practice, you're not ready for the answer. It's the same for grammar. Get used to using it. Get used to using it as we do in songs or in any other form. And by the time you use it naturally, you might not need to ask a question. Go and practice more. Anyway, that's enough for this week. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.